Hi and welcome to today's lesson on databases. On the previous lesson we have looked at setting up a database on eSafety resources, and then we set up validation rules, lookup, and we created a customized form. Today what I'm going to teach you is to search the database, and we're going to use what is called a query. And a query is basically us asking a question of the database. We are querying it, we're asking a question of this database. And so we're gonna create 3 queries looking for certain resources for different audiences. Now, on my OneNote that I have, that I set up with all my resources, I have 3 different queries I want to set up. The first one is looking for a target audience of parents and carers of children aged 7 to 11. And I want to find sites that are suitable for them to stay eSafe. Then I want one that's for teenagers on sites with information about social networking, and one that's going to be for primary school teachers that will have activities for their pupils. Okay? Now, going to access our database, I already have my table that I've set up, okay, and if I double click, this shows me all the records in this database, okay, of eSafety resources, okay. 2 columns that we are going to have to use to help us search is the target audience and the topic. And if I go to my key for this data, I can see the codes for the target audience here, okay, and I can see the codes for the topic. Now, if I just scroll up, I can see, for example, for parents and carers, the code would be P. So, for our first query, our target audience will be parents and carers, and we are going to be looking for resources for them. Okay? Now, going back to the database. I want to close the table, so right click on the tab and press close. And then I am going to go to create query design. I am going to show this table. This is where all the tables that you may have in your database will be. So if you have 1 table, there will be 1 table there. If you have 100 tables, then you'll have 100 tables shown. And you can search for whichever table you select. In this case, there is only 1 table, so I am going to select it. I am going to press add and then close. And I have this little box which has the fields for that table. So I'm going to double click and select each one of the different fields in this database. Now, I haven't told it to search anything at the moment. If I go to view, I can see all the data, just like in the table. Now, I know for my first one, my target audience is going to be parents and carers. If I look at my key, parents and carers is coded P. And in my query, I can see the field that has the target audience is called target audience. So this is where I'm going to look up parents and carers. And I need to look up P. So I go to view and I go back to design view. And in the criteria row, underneath target audience, I type P. And what this is saying is I'm going to search for all records that contain the target audience equaling P, which means parents and carers. So I am going to go to View, and now I can see I've done a search for this database for all those records that are for parents and carers. And I've reduced it down to 27 field records, I should say. Okay? I don't need to show the target audience field because we know that's parents and carers, so I just go back to View, and I can untick this the show for the target audience field. Okay? Now, let us go back to the view, and what else might I want? Okay? We want to have sites to help them encourage their children to stay e-safe. Okay, so it's all about e-safety and sites to help them encourage their children to stay e-safe. Okay? And if I go back about staying e-safe, well, one of which in the topic will be reporting internet abuse. The other one could be cyberbullying. Okay? These are ways of making sure they making them aware of the negatives of using the internet. So I could go back to View, and I could go into Topic. I could type cyber bullying. Click off, go back to View. Nothing happened. Why? Because I think there is a hyphen here. There we go. And the other one was, if I just go back, cyberbullying and reporting internet abuse. So I can say cyberbullying or reporting internet abuse. Click off, go back to there, and now I should find sites that find things like cyberbullying and reporting internet abuse. Okay, that the parents can then give to their children. Any others that might be useful are perhaps digital footprints, and maybe about viruses and spyware as well. So you could go back to View, and I could type another 2 in. So I could say, or viruses / spyware. Click off. After each one, I test it out to see if it works. Nothing happens there. Why is that? Have I spelt it wrong? What I can do is I can put it on the row below. Okay, that does work, but nothing came up with parents and carers there, so obviously not. Let me try a different one. We have digital footprints, could be another one that could be useful. Digital footprints there, or View, nothing happened there. So actually it looks like the only 2 things suitable for parents to give are those ones there. So cyberbullying or reporting, I need to put a hyphen there, double speech marks. There are all reporting internet abuse. Okay, so I then right click, save, and I say query parents and carers. Okay, press OK. Right click, close. Let's have a look at another one here. So the next one will be for teenagers and sites about social networking. So I'm going to do this as the final one. So create, query design, add, close, select all the fields. Of course, I don't think we need to show the ID, so I can untick that. For the target audience, let's just have a look what the code is. Well, for teenagers, it's S. So I go to type S in the criteria for target audience. View, so I see 44, and I untick this one. And topic will be obvious. I want it all about social networking, so I type social networking into the topic. View, and I should see all resources relating to social networking. I don't need to see topic because I know it's about social networking. So view, untick the topic one, right click, save, and I can say query teenagers. Press OK. So that gives us 2 queries. Now, your challenge is to produce another query, this time for primary school teachers looking for activities for their pupils. And a bit of advice for you: look at the code for target audience. It would be T for teachers, okay? And then, of course, activities for their pupils. This is primary school children. There's one there which is gaming. So perhaps gaming could be a useful one. Primary school children love to play games, and of course it could be an interactive way. So gaming could be one. And looking through other ones, are there any others that could be? Maybe web browsing, because primary school children might be interested in that. So have a look for, so using the topic, because that's going to be teachers, and select which topics will relate to for primary school teachers for activities for their own students. Anyway, thank you very much for watching. Please like, share and comment below. I do greatly appreciate all the comments that I receive.